Basically, I wanted to try something different. Ever since this became my full-time job, between artificial language and Syncato, I've been consistently releasing music almost without stopping. You know, it does get pretty tough at times trying to find your musical identity while still trying new things. I'm always trying new ideas, whether it's new tones, new riffs, but it's always under the umbrella of, my general style that I like to play in. A lot of people know me for my more classical sounding songs. That's pretty much where my heart lives in terms of my favorite music to make. I basically want to try and make a song that's pretty out of my comfort zone. I'm going to try some different mixing and mastering techniques, some different guitar tones, which I will go over in this video. And another different idea I had was kind of documenting this process in a little bit more of an intimate way and kind of showing a little bit of behind the scenes that goes on with making some of these songs. I do kind of want to break down the wall a little bit so that way you can see kind of what's going on behind the scenes, but this is something different for me and it's pretty exciting to try that out. So sweep picking has always been a huge part of my upbringing. I'm sure a lot of people know how important sweep picking was for people my age when we're coming up, and everybody wanted to learn to sweep, and it was the coolest thing. With this song, I definitely wanted to try to implement some sweeping, but with a modern take on it, a little bit more melodic. I've also been wanting to try this new tone that I've been working on, but it's basically very overdriven, but extremely contained. So here's that sound I was thinking of. So put a distortion or a rat style pedal in front of it. The way I kind of approached this was you take more of a rat style pedal and you put it into a clean amp with a 2x12. So the 2x12 really contains that sound. So it's this nice little tight sound, and it has an insane amount of pick attack to where you can hear every little nuance of the guitar playing. If we kind of throw back to my album Fiction that I just released, the thought process that I had going into mixing and mastering that was to make a very 3D sounding mix. What kind of inspired it was when I was watching at the time the new John Wick movie. And you know how those movies just look a certain way? They almost look like fake.
Tell them all.
But it's really them. It's just very creative lighting, and then the way it's shot with the depth of field and all these aspects that go into preparing a shot like that. I wanted the mix and master to sound how John Wick looks.
Somebody please get this man a gun.
So for instance, with Nightfall, there's the more breakdowny stuff, but then the selective picking almost tickles your ear. At least that's how I was picturing it. I don't know if it was conveyed that way or not, but that's how I approached the mix and master when I was doing that. So this tone basically takes that even further, and it's a new sound that I've been messing around with, and then we'll see how it sounds. I know I want to start this verse lead with a minor second sounding thing. Another idea I wanted to try was making a riff kind of like my buddy Brandon Ewing, who has been doing this amazing style for so many years, and if I'm being honest, I feel like he doesn't get enough credit for it. He's probably one of the best players out right now. He's so good. It's unbelievable. So he was on tour and he came to my town and we were talking about, our styles and stuff. He was asking me stuff about the selective picking, and I was asking him about his style and how he approached it, and he kind of gave me some insight on that. The way that he infuses his chords and melodies together, it sounds extremely natural. So I'm going to study his tabs a bit and see if I can come up with something on my own. I thought another cool idea would be to use Archetype Rebea, the synth in that, and I thought it'd be kind of cool to treat them almost like they were guitars, so pan them hard left and right and play as if it was a huge guitar. So I'm gonna see how that sounds in the context of how I would normally approach writing like rhythm guitars. Let me get rid of the delay on that. There it is, okay. Now that I have the song done at this point, I'm gonna have Josh Riojas shoot the video for me. He's the bassist of Artificial Language. I've been spending so much time with the mix and master on this one, like tweaking it to sound exactly how I want while still simultaneously doing something different. The final product ended up sounding really cool, but it's that 3D sound, but just cranked up a little bit more. It still has a lot of the elements that I really enjoy making with my songs, but it also has new stuff that is very unfamiliar to me. This whole experience has been really interesting for me, creating this mini documentary for this song. I do really appreciate like all the support that you've all been giving me. I'm very fortunate to be in a position where I could do music for a living, and it's genuinely because all of you. If you would like to support me more, I do have the members channel below where I upload tutorials, I take requests, and I'll show some tips and tricks when writing songs. So if you want to support me on the members channel, that means a lot. Tabs, merch, Patreon, all that stuff is below. I hope you all enjoy the song, and I'll see you soon.